Good afternoon. This week's topic is land law, and I'm basically just going to give you a short summary as to what land is and why land is important to each and every one of us. So when we talk about land, land has several definitions depending on which discipline you are defining it from. Basically, I would say land is the basis of livelihood. Land is a factor of production. Land is a natural resource. And what is included in land is the landmass. We also have underground water and everything else that is found below that landmass and above the landmass, which includes the airspace. So what we need to appreciate about land is that land is a scarce resource. And as a result, each and every one of us has to benefit from this scarce resource, despite it being scarce. We need it to survive. Land is particularly important because we use it to build our shelter where we live in our homes. Land is important because we use land to grow crops, which we need to sustain our lives. We cultivate the land, grow different types of crops, which are also used as medicines and for various other uses. And we need to appreciate that it is on land that we find water, which we need for survival. We also use the land for various economic activities. So therefore, land is not an issue that can be easily dispensed with, but perhaps it is important that we try to devise means and ways through which we can develop land so as to all benefit as individuals and collectively as people on the surface of the earth. Hence, the system of land law, which has been designed to try and regulate the manner in which we are all enjoying land. And it also ensures that we all get to benefit from this very important natural resource, despite it being scarce. So we have a lot of systems that have been put in place in land administration. The two most important modes of holding land in Zambia are customary land or customary land system, and we also have the statutory land system. So when I talk about customary land, this is the land that is administered through our chiefs, our traditional leaders, and there you follow the procedures as per chiefdom. We also have statutory land, which is regulated by the Ministry of Lands and also the local authorities, where we have several laws which have been put in place to monitor, to also lay down procedures on how land can be acquired and how it can be enjoyed, and also how disputes over land can be resolved. Having said that, you need to realize that since land is a scarce resource, it gives rise to potential conflicts, of which we have seen in a number of circumstances that there are so many disputes over land, where a particular piece of land perhaps can have more than one owner. I would say from the face of it, but it's not that it's something that is legal, but perhaps we have a lot of illegal land transactions going on simply because of its scarcity. So these are some of the potential causes of conflicts, of which people might take advantage of certain positions that they hold to amass wealth for themselves by acquiring money from innocent people, but meanwhile, they do not even give them proper title to that particular land. So when we talk about disputes over land, they are so rampant, they are common, and it's something that has really reached a very complicated stage as at now. But perhaps one way through which these disputes can be resolved is by making reference to the Lands Tribunal, which is a court which is specifically constituted to deal with land matters. That is how land disputes are resolved. And basically, that is all I can say about land law. And thank you so much for listening to this lecture.